Hi there everyone and welcome once again to the TrainAid HQ. My name is Nick and in today's video we are going to be looking at the Level 5 Diploma in Education and Training, and we are going to be looking at your portfolio of teaching evidence. We are going to be looking at lesson planning. So as we know, for the Level 5 Diploma in Education and Training, we need to submit a minimum of 100 hours of lesson plans or lesson planning, and we are going to break that down to understand a little bit more about how you can achieve this criteria. Once again, please like the video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive the latest updates and alerts from the team here at TrainAid. As we know, we are looking at criteria number 4 within the Level 5 Diploma. This is demonstrating a minimum of 100 hours of teaching practice. So we are looking for you to submit a minimum of 100 hours of lesson plans. If you're new to lesson planning, you might want to consider using the templates provided by TrainAid and TQ UK. That's absolutely fine. If you're using your own organisation's lesson plans, fantastic. You can of course submit them and the marking team will review them absolutely fine. A few other pointers here at this stage. Lesson plans can be repeated. You might teach the same course, you might teach the same lesson to different groups, but you can of course repeat lessons and they can count towards your 100 hours of teaching practice. That's absolutely fine. So please do put key dates whenever you have taught the same lesson. For example, lesson plans should be consistent with the teaching log as well, and also your schemes of work. So the dates should marry up together. The lesson plans, scheme of work and the teaching log should have those same dates respectively. Okay. So let's have a look into this criteria then. So as a reminder, you can of course use the textbook for some more information about lesson plans. So do have a look at pages 167 to 174 with some lots of information on lesson plans or session plans there. But what is a lesson plan? So a lesson plan is often known as a teaching and learning plan, okay, or a session or lesson plan, and it often requires more detail than a scheme of work. So as we know, a syllabus or specification has lots of information. The scheme of work is very much a basic working document showing a beginning, middle and an end of your course or qualification. The delivery side, the lesson plan or the session plan involves very much the here and now, how your lesson is going to be taught and delivered, okay? So how detailed is a lesson plan? Well, of course, it's going to be dependent on your organisation, okay? We have seen very brief lesson plans and also detailed ones here at TrainAid. It is all to do with how comfortable you are as a teacher by following the plan. You might want lots of detail, that's absolutely fine. You can also have the very basic requirements as well. We would recommend 1 to 3 pages in terms of a lesson, and you could perhaps have a 1 hour lesson plan, that's absolutely fine, or as long as you wish. You could have perhaps 2 to 3 hours, you could have 6 hours on one lesson plan. That's absolutely fine if you're teaching perhaps a course which is a duration of 6 hours. But yes, if you do already have your own organisation's lesson plans, do use that, do submit that to us for the marking team to review. Okay, so what information should be required on a lesson plan? So as we can see here, you should have the date, the time, the duration of the course, venue, number of learners perhaps, a clear aim, okay, of what you want the learners to achieve, lesson objectives, so those are the steps towards your aim of the lesson. You could also have timings, the trainer activities, learner activities, resources that you're using. We also have inclusion as well. So you could have a column of inclusion and inclusive practice. So how are you going to stretch and challenge your most able learners and also support learners who perhaps require that additional support? Their individual learning needs need to be catered for. Okay, so how are you going to stretch and challenge and also support learners who might require additional support and guidance? Also, we have a column on assessment methods as well. So what assessment methods are you using? Perhaps discussion, debates, questions, group work, for example, and also functional skills. So how are you going to promote and embed the key functional skills, digital skills or ICT skills, literacy, language, and also numeracy as well. So do promote opportunities within your lessons for your learners to promote those functional skills. But once again, more information can be found within the textbook. So do have a look within our level 5 textbook. How should lesson plans be presented? Well, our lesson plan here is very much a Word document. Okay, so it's 2 pages is this session plan. So a Word document. You can of course use perhaps an Excel spreadsheet. You could also promote PDF files as well. You can of course collaborate with your team of fellow teachers or trainers. If you're using your own organisation's lesson plans, they might be prescribed to you. That's absolutely fine. You can submit them, but once again, do put your dates of your lessons on there, which show 100 teaching hours. But you might of course have to create your own your lessons as well. So if you're perhaps creating your own training course, you might have to create lesson plans as well. But my advice is to collaborate to find out how much is required in terms of detail with your organisation or awarding body. So you don't want to perhaps reinvent the wheel. Try to use fellow team members and see what they do. I'm sure they can of course share some lesson plans with you as well. So just behind me, we have an example of a lesson plan, okay, to give you an idea of the level of detail of a lesson plan you could consider. So as we can see here, we have the timings, we have the starter activities, we have an introduction to the lesson. This one is on manual handling, so a manual handling course that I've taught. We have the learner activities, resources, inclusion, assessment methods and functional skills. So as we can see, this is a starter of the lesson. So very important that you do have a starter or perhaps a recap activity here. We also have the trainer activities, learner activities. Once again, as you can see, we have the flow of the lesson with the inclusion methods, the assessment methods, and how functional skills are going to be embedded within the main section of the lesson as well. Page 3, I mean, this could be your summary. This could be the tail end of the lesson, okay? And as we can see, there is the recap activity. We have homework and coursework deadlines. We also have next lesson reminders. So your lessons might be perhaps an hour long. They could be 2 to 3 hours, or they could be an entire day. You might have 6 hours on one lesson plan as well. We've seen that before, and that's absolutely fine to submit as well. So the key factors, as a reminder, just 100 hours of your teaching practice. You can, of course, create your very own lessons on the TrainAid template, or you could create your own or submit your own organisation's lesson plans. That's absolutely fine. Perhaps send perhaps an example of a lesson into us to review as soon as you start on the course. We're happy to review that and give you lots of feedback as well. Once again, do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to receive the latest updates from the team. And if you do have any questions, please get in contact as well, and we can answer those for you over the phone or by email if you wish. Thank you very much for watching. Do like the video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bye for now.